Hi, I'm Madison, welcome back to my channel. Today I have my House of Sky and Breath vlog. So it is currently February 15th and that means that it is time for House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J Maas. This is Crescent City Book 2, so there will be spoilers in this vlog for Crescent City Book 1. Now, will this vlog be spoilery? I have not decided yet. I'm about to jump to Barnes & Noble to go pick up my copy on release day because I was like, I want it today. So I'm in the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition and I'm super pumped even though it's supposed to be -8 degrees Celsius outside. I will survive. Anyway, when I come back I'll give you guys some of my theories and we'll get started. Okay, so I just picked up my copy. Here she is. So this is the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. I did just get a whole new set of tabs sent to me. So these are brand new, which I'm so excited to get into. And then I also grabbed out my midliners to highlight with, well, underline. I'm gonna first talk about my thoughts for what I think is gonna happen in this book. So obviously I did read Crescent City in 24 hours just the other day, and I have some thoughts on that. So I do think that this book is going to focus a lot on pathos and whatever that human fairy tale myth that everyone has, especially since Jessica, her library is the human pathos library, the mythical library of pathos. I'm very curious to see what's going to end up happening, what Jessica's role is and everything. I think she's definitely like a human rebel sympathizer and like had a huge role probably way back in the past because there is the whole myth of like Pelios, and I think that Jessica knew them all. I think she's like hella freaking older than we think. ɪṛsᴛᴏᴜ as well, I think he wants maybe her power to like do something with whatever that rebellion was back then, because he obviously had a role in like Thea coming over from a different land. I do think that Thea's starborn magic, I think that in my opinion comes from Feyre. I think it's from the ɪṛsᴛᴜᴜ, and especially because I just feel like you have Rune's powers, which are like Shadow Singer powers, which is basically like Azrael. So I'm like, that is so obvious, like ɪṛsᴛᴜᴜ. And the starborn Fae, they're like light magic is like Feyre, like she literally just glows. Her light magic, her glowing magic doesn't really mean anything. And she is the reborn again fairy that they mention, I am saying as well. My theory as well is like the Med Witches of this world totally remind me of Irene Towers from the Throne of Glass series. And we also know that in the human pathos library that Jessica had in like her underground area that she moves around, there are two books mentioned in that. The Book of Breathings, which is the book from the ɪṛsᴛᴜᴜ, which is the two halves that Feyre and the Night Court had to put together to help repair the cauldron. So the Book of Breathings was in there from Pathos. And then there's also a book called The Queen of Many Faces, and there's a fan theory that that is alluding to ɪṛsᴛᴜ, which would make total sense. Jessica also says that she has got like gray eyes, and she kind of like, that reminds me of like when Nesta's like Silver Flame kind of an idea. There's also two theories. You have Rune's Star Sword, which there's two options for that. It could either be one of the made swords that Nesta did when she made like the Trove, because she made a sword and a dagger, and it says that the Star Sword has a knife counterpart, and that would make sense as why the two of them together. Or, which is what Becca said, it could be ɪṛsᴛᴜᴜ, which is the other sword that they mention in ɪṛsᴛᴜᴜ, which is a sword that was made and then it was lost, like between the universes. And that would make sense as how the Star Sword ended up here was because it got lost between the universes. So it could be either ɪṛsᴜᴜ or it's one of Nesta's made swords. I do think we're gonna see like some hints as to what's going on with that to here, like especially from A Court of Silver Flames. I think there might be some things that went on in Silver Flames that'll come in like as little Easter eggs in House of Sky and Breath. I think the fourth trove item is either still in the ɪṛsᴛᴜᴜ or it's here in Crescent City. I think that this book is also going to hugely focus on how the Autumn King is trying to like research the planets and light travel, like traveling with light, which is like portal magic basically. I think that's going to be a huge role in this. I think he's up to something super sus. I think it's very similar to like how ɪṛsᴛᴜᴜ ended up traveling through the worlds. I think that's what's going to be like what he's trying to like discover and figure out, because we do know that ɪṛsᴛᴜᴜ fell through Crescent City, so I think that's what he's up to in this. Obviously we know the rebellion is going to be a huge thing. I don't know who I think Hunt's lightning is from. I'm not sure who his dad is. We do know his dad is dead from what Ada said because he referenced the dad in the past tense. I don't really have too much of a theory on who I think Hunt's dad is yet. I don't think we've had any of the accurate illusions yet as to who it could be. I don't think we've learned anything of what that could possibly be. I do think the Underking definitely has like something going on with the Underking, my dudes. There's definitely something going on there. I don't think that the royal bloodline will end with you means like Rune's death. I don't think it's foretelling his death or like Bryce's death, but it could be like him not like doing the, because like Bryce is the royal bloodline, but she's not like accepted as the princess, so maybe she like never gets accepted and then becomes like the fake princess. I don't know. I think, well, we all know Tharian is going to be a huge part of this, so I bet that she's going to end up underwater at some point. I think that's going to be a part of it. I don't know. I found a lot of like just hints to Akhtar when I was rereading Crescent City, so it just makes me think that like there's just a lot possibly of crossover. Plus they talk about the old language of the Fae, and I don't know why that like kind of makes me think of like a weird like word marks for some reason. I kind of have a weird feeling that they could be like maybe part of those. I don't know, because we still don't even know what her like back language was. Her back could have been written in weird marks because they were weird looking things. I'm literally throwing things at the wall at this point. I'm gonna go read. I'm very excited and I'll catch you guys up.
Sit on my bed, I got nothing to do. Take out my phone, 1 second, right to you. I'm really bored, please don't ignore. Started as fun, now I randomly know you love rainy days and you still live at home. It's cool to see you're real with me. Oh no, we've never met and things like this never last, but every time you text back I can't help but reply with hearts in my eyes. God, I think I really like you, but I never say it straight to your face. I think I really like you, but I don't wanna repeat my mistakes.
69 pages in, which is, what is it, chapter 5. Oh, I should have started the next chapter before I started this. Oh, the next chapter is Tharian. I didn't think we'd get his POV. Oh my god, the first lines of his is, Tharian Kitos had royally fucked up. Literally, the River Queen had been pissed. I'm so excited. So I'm coming on because I'm only 69 pages in and I've had 2 like WTF moments. So I'm going back on my word. And as of now, green is going to stay WTF because WTF. And I'm going to use, I don't know what I'm going to use for the, anything that has to do maybe Akatarish will probably end up dark purple anyway. So as of now, I'm making dark purple, like things that I think like mean something and like have significance, like foreshadowing and stuff. And then light purple is just things I'm going to take note of for later on. So like names, what people are saying, the magic and stuff like that. So I want to do that little bit of an update. What am I using as like a freaking, I'll just use this as my bookmark. Anyway, what we have learned so far that has been extremely pivotal information. So it starts off with a prologue and we have Sophie Rensat. Don't know who she is, but she is apparently a human who made the drop, and everyone's like, but she made the drop because her bloodline comes from these people called the Thunderbirds, and they control thunder, but the Asterai ended up hunting them to extinction millennia ago because their magic was so intense. But Sophie's great-great-great-grandmother ended up having to do with a human, and so then there was a human bloodline that ended up happening with these people, and so she and her brother both had this Thunderbird magic. And Thunderbird magic, if you want to guess what Thunderbird magic is, that's correct. Lightning. So we can now assess that Hunt is half angel, half Thunderbird. He's a Thunderbird angel. Still don't know who the hell his dad is, but now we know where his, the fact that no one else though, like the fact that everyone's trying to like hunt down like this girl because she's Thunderbird, but then no one's trying to hunt down Hunt. But I guess like you really can't, because like that bitch is like, he's hardcore, like powerful. But now we know what he is, unless I'm completely wrong and he's not a Thunderbird, in which this is going to be extremely awkward. But there's that. And then I've decided this is going to be a spoilery vlog, by the way, right now. We now know, my first WTF, first off, I want to admit, Declan Emmett is gay. We didn't know that Declan Emmett was gay, but he's gay and he's got this gorgeous leopard shifter boyfriend named Mark. So happy for you, Declan. I love him so much. Then we have, my brain is pausing right now. So first off, laughed out loud. It's so funny. Bryce and Hunt currently have a no sex pact going on. They're having we're only friends for 7 months so we can make sure that we are good together, and then we'll do the do. And I'm like, this is hilarious. This is so funny, especially because like Sarah was like, oh, this is going to be a bit of a sexier book. I'm like, they're currently on a no sexy pact for 7 months until the winter solstice. Until the winter solstice. You know what the winter solstice is? That's when ɪᴛᴛ came through the worlds. Every single time we've had a winter solstice in any other book, we have seen ɪᴛᴛ come through the universes. So my guess right now is when the winter solstice comes, we're going to see ɪᴛᴛ shooting through the sky like a little red star, because that's what happened in Aqua to Silver Flames. Okay, so got that, put that down, wonderful. Now, what else has happened? What else has happened? Cormac, you wanna know who Cormac is? Cormac is Rhys if he was Tamlin. Now, what does that mean, you say? So, you know when Rhys comes in, he's there, and he comes into her party and is like, I'm here to take you, Feyre. So we have that instead. The bitch who comes out of the shadows this time is Cormac, this blonde-haired Fey prince who is like, hello, Bryce, I am your fiance. And everyone's like, no, you're not. He is such a Tamlin, but a Tamlin that's a Rhys because he has like the shadowy kind of the magic. Don't like him at all. Don't like him. He's a no-no zone. He's a no-no zone. Now, what else do we have? We have Bryce's latest chapter just ending right now. Her and Hunt, all this shit has gone down. They walk into their apartment, and what's there? What's in their apartment? Ethan, bleeding out in their apartment. My baby is on. Also, we did learn also who the new archangel is of Lunathion of Crescent City, and it's this bitch named Celestia, who apparently has never actually ruled over anything before, so they're like, oh my god, she's gonna be like a puppet, like figurehead kind of a person. Don't trust Celestia at all. Although I kind of feel like maybe Celestia will end up being someone who helps the rebellion. Celestia could go either way. I don't have total faith in her right now, but we'll see. I'm very curious. So, that is where I'm at. Also, Fury and Juniper moved in together. Oh my god, my lesbian babies. Love them. Okay. We also learned that there's a sword that was forged from lightning, the making of the sword. So curious as to what that is too. I'm just here for everything. And now I'm gonna go have lunch. I swear to the gods, Danica is the character that never dies. Like she's dead. She's dead. Like, she's dead. But like she's the character that never dies. Like this bitch is dead and then she's still everywhere. Like not even just like grieving everywhere, but like this bitch is everywhere. What was this girl involved in? Look, I wasn't kidding earlier when I said that Danica is the bitch that just doesn't die. She's a bloodhound? She's a blood. How many different kinds of things are there in this world? I swear everything just keeps increasing. I cannot even. Anyway, I'm at page 160, 14 chapters in this far. Already tabbing the shit out of it, as we all know. There are just a lot of things. So now, what have I learned? There's just a lot going on. There's a lot going on, okay? First off, Tharian, goes to go find a freaking Sophie Rensat, whatever her name is, body at the bottom of the ocean where it was dropped behind. You think the body is still there? No. Sophie somehow managed to yeet herself out of like thousands of feet of water. And then you know what he discovers? That Sophie, this amazing human Thunderbird special ass freaking rebel, was an email communication with Danica about 2 secret projects and a safe house in Crescent City. Like, what? What was Danica? I swear to God, I don't understand. Danica! Oh, yeah. So the new Archangel, Celestina, you want to know who she brings in? She brings in the Hammer and the Hellhound. Who are those, you ask, if you're not familiar? They're this other Archangel's little inner circle, but this Archangel was Lord Dickwad of the last book, Sandriel, who was the one who like tortured Hunt for years, and they also tortured Hunt for years, and now Hunt has to work alongside them. Why would you do that to him? They also say that they really don't know exactly what her powers are, because, and at one point they're like, oh, Bryce didn't inherit anything, like she doesn't have control over the shadows or controls over flames, so she doesn't have the typical Fae, magic, so what does she have? Like, no one knows. I'm very curious to see what her actual magic is going to be, because I think she's gonna have something. Also, Hunt knows about the Thunderbirds. Everyone knows about the myths of the Thunderbirds. So, like, if everyone knows that they exist, how come no one's thought, maybe Hunt could be half of one? How come that never existed? How come no one ever, like, has no one put that together? Has no one thought to put 2 and 2 together like that? Like, I know they're supposed to be extinct, but they don't even occur to anyone. Yes, I'll catch you guys up later. Bye.
Okay, you know what? I don't even know. I don't even know what to say at this point, okay? So, like, I have been waiting. I can't be bothered turning on any lights, so you're just getting the light that's on in my kitchen. I have been waiting for ɪṛsᴛᴏᴜ, our little demon cat prince from the 5th ring of hell. I've been waiting for my demon prince to come back in, okay? And I knew that when he came in, he would make a splash. I did not think he would literally drop 17 different bombs, because that's what he does. And then you know what happens? Prince Dickwad, Prince Cormac comes in, and ɪṛsᴛ, my little baby cat, goes, "Hi, Agent Silverbow." Agent Silverbow is from the freaking prologue and is one of the head rebels who helped find the Thunderbird children. You're telling me the Prince of Avalon, Prince Dickwad, is one of the head spies for the rebellion? I don't really hate him as much anymore, but I do hate him at the same time. I'm feeling so conflicted right now over Prince Dickwad. Like, what does this actually mean? I'm sorry, I hope I'm making somewhat sense when I'm explaining this, because, like, I literally just highlighted 17 things. I'm gonna look back at these clips and go, wow, Madison, you are going 17 miles an hour. Do you even know what you're doing? Yeah, also, Queen Thea had 2 daughters. The second one, the younger one, went missing. No one knows what happened to her. Okay, like, these last couple of chapters have been absolutely bonkers. I'm finally stopping at chapter 20 because it's, like, finally, like, calmed down now. So Cormac actually is not actually that bad. No, he's in love with Sophie. He's in love with Sophie, and the reason why he wanted to marry Bryce is because he already knew and wanted to use Bryce to find out what Danica knew from Sophie. And he also wants to use Rune's mind speak to help with the spy network for the rebellion. And because Rune has mind-speaking spy magic. We also learned that Danica was in college, like, investigating something for her, like, main history thesis. Bryce and Ethan just found her papers, like, in a hidden compartment under the coffee table of Danica's old apartment that she gave Bryce. And those papers show that she was looking into the Asteri. And it turns out, we always knew the Asteri, they're like the holy god beings. There are 6 of them, and that's because they are holy stars. Now, I read that and I go, but Bryce is a star. They go, they're the holy gods because they have a holy star within them. Bryce is a star within her. What are the Asteri? It's seeming like the Asteri are fakes. They're not actually gods. I bet they're just sad, regular angels. I bet that's what's going on. I'm making all these predictions. I'm so excited when I get to go back and edit this to be like, wow, let's look at all this dumb bitch energy going on right here. Also, Rune told his 2 besties, Declan Emmett and Tristan Flynn, about this whole plan, and they're amazing. I love those 2 so much. If they die, I mean, look, no offense, Tristan Flynn dies, that would suck. But if Declan Emmett dies, that's going to be a whole nother story. I'm severely attached to that child. Okay, so just finished the live show, so I can finally give you guys, like, all my updates. So many things have, like, been happening over the last 2 hours. So first off, we had our first scenes between Bryce and Hunt. The very first scene, though, is her going down on him, and then the second one later on is him going down on her. But the very first one, it's in the apartment, and obviously Ethan is currently staying with them, so they don't really want to do anything, but they do anyway. And then when he finally, you know, Ethan from across the apartment is like, please do it a little louder, I didn't hear everything that time. And then Bryce starts laughing, and then he goes, I'm gonna F you senseless. And then he shouts again, that sounds medically dangerous. I died of laughter. I was like, that is so funny. Now, that was so good. The other things that we've had happen is the first Prince of Hell, like the main big bad boy, the Star Eater Prince of Hell. He's now a game player. He decides to, like, dream walk with Hunt, and then he ends up sending Reapers after Rune so that he can then confront Bryce. She ends up taking Rune's Star Sword to fight off the Reapers, and it turns out that the Star Sword in her possession can kill Reapers, and Reapers are supposed to be unkillable, like you're not supposed to kill them. And that's when my brain, and then they go, with this blade, I can kill the unkillable. And my mind instantly was like, oh, because Nesta in A Quarter Silver Flames makes a sword that is made to kill the unkillable. Anything that is not like an actual thing, that is like, what she uses it for is for a creature that no average blade can pierce, but her blade that she makes can do that. And I'm like, is this her blade? Because her blade, she also made within her like things that she made, like her own trove, there was a knife, a dagger with it. So could this be Nesta's sword? So that's that. Now, as I said, Rune was then kind of contracted by the rebels to use his mind speak to help them. And the contact that he's mind speaking with, their code name is Agent Brightstar. And for some reason, like, so when they're mind speaking, he like cloaks himself in shadows, but she cloaks herself in flames. And then the whole time he's like, oh, why do you sound familiar? Like, have we met before? And she's like, we haven't met before. And he goes, well, how do you know we haven't met before? You don't know who I am. I don't know who she is though. And then like she says things that makes her sound a bit older, like a bit like she's been alive for many years. And I can't figure out who it could possibly be, because I can't think of anyone who he knows that he could have run into who's like more than something years old. Like the only people I could think of for the mind speak, I can't imagine who this person is. I'm like super stuck, because like it can't be Queen Hypaxia because she's too young, I'm pretty sure, but I don't know. I'm like, oh, maybe it's the new Archangel, like Castellina, but like that also doesn't really fit into the whole like idea of it, because I don't think she's met Rune. So I don't know who that is. I don't know who Agent Daybright is, but Agent Daybright ends up giving Rune the nickname Agent Night, and I'm like, I died. I ship them. I don't know who she is, but I ship them. I hope it's not like a bad ship. I hope I don't like want to renege on this. Oh, then we learn that Cormac can frickin' teleport. He can use his shadow magic to teleport, which does that not also remind you of what Rhys can do in the Kotar series? And he's like, oh, it comes from the Starborn magic line that's within our bloodline, that's within the Fae in general. And then he's like, I could probably teach Bryce how to do it, because Bryce is now going to learn her Starborn magic from him. And then also Bryce and Hunt said, I love you to one another. And that was super adorable. They still haven't done anything yet, more than like foreplay, oral stuff. But they both said, I love you, and it was very, very cute, and I loved it a lot, and they decided that they're going to be mates. Mates are very different in this compared to like her previous stuff, which is super interesting. We also learnt who Danica's dad is, and Danica's dad is this like super evil dude that is a, what are they called? Dreadwolves? He's like not a good person. He's like a messed up person. So, currently Bryce and Hunt are in the Underking's territory, and he's like the Grim Reaper, like he's like the Grim Reaper territory, like no one goes over there, like it's only for dead souls. They go over there to get answers, and when they go over there, the Underking's like, nah, JK, you ain't leaving, because I survive living off souls, and that's how you got your magic, Bryce, so I'm going to eat your magic. And we're like, oh no. So that's my current update. So I'm gonna keep reading, let you guys know how it's all going, and yeah. Okay. You need to get up too. Mommy can't get up if you don't get okay. There we go. Thank you, baby. Oh yeah, I look hot. It's like 2 in the morning. I just got to part 3, so I'm gonna go to bed. I did have some thoughts and stuff of what I thought that Daybright could be, but then something just happened and it killed my theory of who Daybright could be, and so now I just don't know who Daybright could be. And then frickin' Ethan steals these rings which have fire sprites in them. The only problem is that the 4th ring didn't have a fire sprite in it. It had a dragon shifter. This beautiful, beautiful dragon shifter. That was super random. So now we have a dragon shifter. I don't know how she's gonna come into this, but she will. So I thought that was pretty cool. But I don't think anything else super important. Oh, they did the do. They officially did the do. Oh, and they're also officially like mates. Like they are mates.
mates. This man is endgame. This is Sarah J Maas being like, screw you all. I'm gonna make your first love interest the ultimate love interest. Get over it, everyone. So that's what happens. Okay, I'm gonna go to bed. I'll finish the last third tomorrow. I'm like 66% in, and good night. Okay, so it's the next night. I am about to go into the long haul now. I've got the last 200 and something-ish pages to go. But I'm very excited. I also heard from today from a friend whose friend told her that I should film myself for the last 100 pages. So I'm a bit nervous for that, but also excited. And I'll keep you guys updated. Okay, bye. You know, I gotta admit, I didn't see it coming that the kid actually had no powers. I did not see that coming, that was all a ruse that the sister said to keep her little brother safe by saying he did have powers. So everyone has been hunting this mythical kid who is now powerless. However, Bryce does save him and now sends him off to her parents. So we'll see how this goes. I think I just figured something out. So you know how I've always been saying that like the Autumn King, he's got his panties in a twist because, you know, the bloodlines are, you know, failing because, you know, with each subsequent generation of the Fae, their magic is just getting weaker and weaker. The witch, our witch queen here, Hypaxia, is saying the same thing. She goes, over last generations, bloodlines have run dry and magic is withering like they're being siphoned into nothing. I have a feeling the freaking Asterai, the godlike whatever the freaking hell those are, I bet they're siphoning people's magic. I bet that's how they became powerful. They're like magic eaters. Look, the idea makes sense in my head, so I'm gonna go with it, but this makes sense to me. I have a new theory. My theory. Rune is gonna end up with whoever Daylight Bright is, whoever that is, who I think is still that angel, although things keep happening and I keep doubting myself, so I don't actually know. I could be super shocked. But I think that Queen Hypaxia is in love with Tharian, the mer dude. I bet they had a thing going on, but they can't be together because they're both technically engaged to other people. That's my hill. Oh, and Bryce is a princess now, like officially a Fae princess. Yeah, she fell into her dad's trap and now she's actually a Fae princess and needs to find a way to get out of that because she does not want to be a Fae princess.
12 seconds later.
I should have realized from the comment Hunt made ages ago. He was like, oh, I feel so bad for Celestina being, you know, paired up and made to marry this dude. Like, did anyone even ask, like, if she's even into him? Like, is she even into dudes at all? Like, would that make a difference? Celestina is with Queen Hypaxia. We got our sapphic romance, secret sapphic forbidden romance. Oh my god! I did not see that! Archangel and Necromancer Witch? Bro! Okay, but like, I just realized that this means that Agent Daybright can't be Celestina, and it can't be Hypaxia either now. What other female is left that we've met? The Hammer, the Harpy, the Hellhound, the Hind. Isn't there one more? I think there's one more. I didn't mention this before, but for some reason she's able to teleport when someone else gives her power, like puts power into her. And the first time they had, you know, did the they teleported. They just did it again. And they just teleported again, and then they teleport, but they end up like 6 feet in the sky, like more than that. And they're like, so like they both like, you know, finish, and the next thing they know, they're falling from the sky. I'm sorry. What? Danica was Baxen's mate? Danica was Baxen's mate. I freaking love the bantering between all the characters, especially like Declan Emmett and Tristan Flynn and Rune and like them plus Bryce. Mostly Declan Emmett and Tristan Flynn. They have the best freaking banter. I do have a really bad feeling that Tristan Flynn is going to die at some point. I don't know when, but I have a feeling that Tristan's going to be the one to die. I'm sorry, there are other people, there are other Wolf Clan heirs? Are you telling me that Ethan stumbled across the other Wolf Clan heir, the other Fender heir? There are more heirs. Is this part of the shit that Danica found out? Oh my god, Ethan, bruh! Are you seriously telling me that Tharion, to get away from the River Queen, just made himself a slave to the Viper Queen? Bro, you dumb bitch energy. What the fuck? And what is the Viper Queen hiding in her bedroom? I bet you that Agent Daybright is his mate. I'm sorry, is Rune having mind sex? I think he's having like, cause they meet and talk in their little mind world. They're having mind sex. I don't even think that was a thing. He doesn't even know what she looks like, bro. Oh, he has a pierced nipple? Who is she? There is no way any of this actually ends well. Someone's gonna end up captured. I knew it! They're powered by First Light! I knew it! I knew the Asteri weren't actually real! They're powered by First Light! Ah! I knew it! Bruh! Are you seriously telling me that Cormac decided to go all Suicide Squad? Really? Really, Cormac? You can't be self-sacrificing like that. That's not how this really works. This dumb bitch. Okay, so the Asteri not only feed off First Light, but they feed off, like, basically people's souls. And, like, they conquer places by feeding off, like, the First Light, like, that magical power that comes out of people. That's how they survive. They're just planet conquerors, and after a planet has been conquered and then they end up snuffing out all the life forces, they have to move on to a different one. And some of them they conquer and some of them they lose to. They lost to Hell. That's why Hell wanted to help her and give her the armies. Midgard is a base. We open the doors to other worlds to lure their citizens here. So many powerful beings, all eager to conquer new planets, not realizing we were their conquerors. Oh my god, so everyone's so this is like regular Lore of the Fae, where like technically everyone is a version of the Fae, Like I read a book once where like vampires were considered fae and like shifters were considered fae. They're just different brands of fae. Breeds. Interesting. The damn harpy. You know, I really didn't think that Cormac was gonna be the one to like yeet himself into death. But, well, he's 90% dead now. A mild loss. A mild loss. Are you serious? The Hind. The Hind. The worst out of their entire group other than the Hammer. The Hind is Day? But how? Oh, she's the damn spy master. That's how. And the guy she does the do with is Pollux. How long has she been acting for? Yo, my brain does not know how to handle this information right now. You know what's not a good sentence to read in a book? Bryce said nothing, just held his hand. For the last time, he realized as the elevator shot up through the Crystal Palace. He was holding his mate's hand for the last time. You know what that is? Not good. Cormac is dead, bro. Oh, that's fucked up. That's really fucked up. Oh, that's fucked up. This is really fucked up. You know what? She can't open a portal. She'll open a portal to hell, you suckers. What? Oh, bro. This shit's just weird, bro. Oh, so they still want to get back to the original world of the Fae? Oh my god, my... Please don't tell me this dumb bitch did not even end up in hell. No. When they said what?
I don't even, I f***ing knew it. Knew. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I bet that Amren is from hell. I don't even know. She ended up in Prythian. She screwed up her gate travel, ended up in Prythian. Obviously, Amren speaks the old language and Nesta can speak the old language. They're all there. The second they said leathery wings on a male, I was like, oh my god, that sounds like the leathery wings of the... So, the truth singer is the twin to Gwydion, which is the sword that... We fucking knew the Star Sword was... Fucking yeah! And they say that Fury looks like Amren. I freaking put the two of them together. I knew that. I don't even want to read the bonus chapter because I mentally can't, because it's not going to make a fucking difference to read the bonus chapter at this point. Okay, I need to sit up properly for this. I knew it. I knew I wasn't crazy for thinking that this world and Akhtar were connected. I knew I wasn't crazy. And I'm clearly not. I wonder if the next Akhtar book, Bryce is gonna be with, like, I wonder if they're gonna like, what? I don't even know what to think. I knew there were too many similarities for these two series to not be connected. It didn't make any sense. And even Bryce was like, oh my god, their magics are the, like, things look the same. But the idea is that, freaking hell, Amren goes, I haven't heard anyone speak the old language of the Fae in 15,000 years. So obviously, there's two options here. Either, yes, Amren came from hell because they can speak the old language there, or she knew, I don't know. I knew Amren was freaking connected to everything. But now Bryce is in Prythian. How's she gonna get back and fix all her shit? How is any of this gonna... I have no freaking clue. Is the next Akhtar book gonna take place with Bryce there, helping them? And then the next book of this will be Bryce going back to her own world, or back to hell? Or do we get like half a book with Bryce just in the Akhtar verse? I mean, obviously it's a 5-star book. I mentally... Like, how do I even sum this up? Like, it was an amazing book. The romance was really well done without it. I will admit, I didn't really read all the smutty scenes that much. So much happened in this, so much guessing. Like, a lot of things were kind of discovered, but there's just more questions that have become. I knew that there would be, like, a whole gate traveling debacle. That would be a whole thing. I don't even have any predictions for what the next book could be. Because I literally don't. I don't know how she's going to do it with these two worlds intertwined. Because, like, now you've got Rune and Hunt captured by the Asteri. The only players you have left in the field are Ethan, Tristan, Declan Emmett, Queen Hypaxia. You got Fury still. Fury's still out there. But then maybe the Hind, Day, will save Rune and Hunt from down there, but like Hunt at the end of this just got enslaved again by the Asteri, so now he's re-enslaved, but it looks like it's even in worse enslavement this time because he like blacks out. So I'm guessing it's kind of like what happened to Dorian in the Throne of Glass series when he got like taken over by a demon prince. No, I'm not gonna start. I can't put all three of these worlds together. I will make myself crazy. But if Amren was from hell, she would have known that it was hell when Bryce said, "Are you from hell?" Oh, I wonder if she's from one of the lands that they mentioned, because like there was like a room that Bryce was in that showed each of the places that they conquered or lost to. I wonder if one of those is from where Amren's from. Bro, I don't know. I literally think it's impossible to predict at this point, and because I don't have anyone else to like bounce off with like ideas, and like I think it'd just be so interesting to like go back and look at A Court of Silver Flames and see if anything was dropped there. Like, still don't know if like, I can't tell if like, is Crescent City, because she travels through the gate. So it's not time travel. She's traveling to different universes. But, like, are they parallel universes? Because, like, they both speak the old language of the Fae. And, like, it's, like, this language that is the old language of the Fae that Bryce speaks is, like, the old language that Amren speaks from, like, her old world. That, like, no one understands in their world either. So, like, both of them... I don't know. Dudes, I don't. There's just too much for me to think about. Like, I would need an entire week to sit down and, like, you know what I might do? I might have a live show, maybe with some people to talk about the theories and stuff, but I'm not gonna come up with something new in the next 24 hours. It's not gonna happen because I'm just shook. But I do think it would be kind of cool if we got if there are gonna be 4 books in the Crescent City universe, my guess is that after House of Sky and Breath, we get a ACOTAR novella, and that ACOTAR novella, whatever happens in that, the ending of it is Bryce showing up, and then my guess is then we get House of Many Waters, and my guess is that book's going to be like a Tower of Dawn situation where you're following everyone except for Bryce. You don't know what Bryce is doing. You're seeing what they're all doing. And then we'll get the next ACOTAR book in which Bryce is in it, so you see what Bryce is up to, and then you got whatever ACOTAR is doing, and then after that book, you'll then get the last Crescent City book, and that's Bryce returning to her world after everything that she did in ACOTAR, after everything you read about in the other book, and those two things coming together for that last one. Or maybe all 3 universes will come together, and ɪḻsᴛ will come. Maybe that's when ɪḻsᴛ comes flying through and she. I don't know. But they talk about how everyone was Fae and that there are Fae shifters, and like that's what the Spring Court was. The Spring Court were wolves. The Spring Court were wolf shifters. The Spring Court were wolf shifters. And don't even get me started on the astronomer. I don't even know who. I still don't understand half of who the freaking astronomer is. The Spring Court were wolf shifters. Sarah J Maas had a live this morning saying that she put a lot of hints in this, which I think I picked up on a freaking lot of those hints. Like, I feel like when I was reading this, I was constantly like making references to like things that I felt like were ACOTAR-esque, and I definitely feel super, super, like they talk about a stag king at one point, a stag king, and there are 7 Fae kings. Like, I just can't even.
Hey, okay, so it's the next day. I'm going to give you guys kind of all my final thoughts. I've spoken to some other people, some other people have thought about this, kind of just had the time to kind of sit and marinate on my things. I did realize I didn't talk too much about last night and over the course of reading this, just my thoughts on like Bryce and Hunt's relationship throughout this. What I really love about it is obviously, you know, that they are mates. They're like mates. Like they're mates in the way that like Fae mates were in the ACOTAR-verse, which is why it makes even more sense that they're connected, because it was the whole idea of like when they became mated, you could sense it on one another. They went a little bit ballistic when the other person like got injured and things like that. Their magic became crazy, and so definitely makes total sense. I loved how it was kind of slow burnish. Like you didn't just start the book out with them like a couple 100%, you know. You saw that they wanted to take it slow after the events of the entire book. You know, Bryce was like, we have known each other for like 5 months. We were in a high stress, high strung situation. Like, I don't want to just jump into it because of that. Like, I want to take some time. And it was so rational. Like, all these characters, like, while they do nuts things, they're quite rational at the same time. And I loved that they took the time with their relationship in this one and kind of were building up to different things. And then when they finally did decide to explore things together, they still took it kind of slow. You know, you got a bunch of scenes before they even had sex. They just feel like such a genuine relationship, and it makes sense after everything that they've been through, the way that they are with one another. And you know, there are things that Bryce will do and she'll be like, I'm sorry I didn't tell you, but like I wasn't really sure. And he'd be like, I was upset, but like I get where you're coming from. And like they end up communicating so well in the end, and there was never any doubt that they weren't going to be mates. Like there's never any doubt with the way that they were with each other. So like, oh, loved it so much. I want to say that there are like some predictions and stuff I want to talk about. I mean, obviously that was the ending. We still don't know who the hell Hunt's dad is. That's a huge question. The whole Daybright situation, just like my mind, don't even know what's going on there. The fact that the Star Sword is Gwydion, I was like, I thought it could be, and then I changed my mind on it. Still don't get who the hell the astronomer is. Still super like confused about that. I still think, I was like, Fury and Amren are like, they remind me a lot of one another, because like no one knows what kind of a veneer Fury is. But then I had a friend today who mentioned how when Amren was in her true pure form at the end of A Court of Wings and Ruin, she was like angelic light and like a blast of light and stuff like that, which could be her potential pure form. I'm really not sure. I definitely think that Amren to some extent does kind of connect all these books together. I 100% believe that. The sprites did mention that there's like some sprite fire queen fairy person who is like missing that like no one's been able to get in contact with, and I think that's going to play a role 100% in the next book. Cormac is a crisp. Cormac is dead. That's sad. And then I found out that apparently Sarah J Maas in a something the other day mentioned that the next book was going to be the next Crescent City. So that means we're getting Crescent City 3 next. So my entire thought process last night was, oh my god, we'll get the next a quarter something book and Bryce will be in it helping them at some point. But no, we're gonna switch right back to freaking everything else. So I'm like so confused. I have no idea how this is going to play out like whatsoever. Like apparently Sarah J Maas said that the first 3 Crescent City books are going to just be following Bryce and Hunt's romance, like it's their story, but that she does want to write more in this world, focusing on the other characters and their romances, which just makes sense because no one else develops a romance in this. I mean, you have the beginnings of Rune and the Hind having their romance. You have the beginning of whatever Hypaxia is doing with Celestina, who like, oh, so what's going on there. You have Tristan Flynn, who seems like he's going after the dragon chick, but then you have Tharian, who is now like enslaved to the Viper, and that means he's going to be with the dragon chick, so I feel like there could be something going on there. I really hope Sabine gets knocked out, because Sabine is a bitch to everyone. Never liked Sabine. People stop messaging me. Okay, that was all dealt with. But yeah, so I mean, those are just some extra thoughts that I had last night because I really didn't really speak to everything. I loved her world building in this. I thought it's her funniest book to date. Hands down, just because of the dynamic between, a lot of them have funny dynamics, but for me, the real comical characters 100% are like Rune's little group, which is Rune, Declan Emmett, and Tristan Flynn. The 3 of them together are always hilarious. Obviously, Ethan has joined them, so like they're also so funny together. I think it's priceless. But yeah, I really don't know what to expect from these next couple of books from her. I think that if it's going to be the next Crescent City book, then obviously it's going to pick up like right away where this ended, but I mean, I don't know what that means for ACOTAR, and like I also don't know what time this is taking place for ACOTAR. I think that it has to take place after A Court of Silver Flames, especially since they mention, Amren mentions Gwydion, which is like part of that whole situation that's going on there. So I'm definitely super curious to kind of see what she does, because she's kind of, connected to everything. I would love to see Aelin just like pop out of the sky and be like, what's up bitches, I'm here to like fix everything for you guys too, and like have her join and make it like this whole like multiverse battle at the end of the book. But who knows? I'm very excited though. But those are like my main kind of thoughts and everything on everything. I don't really have too much left. Oh yeah, Bright Hand sucks. He was pretend Adis at one point, so when like the cat showed up the second time, wasn't actually the cat, wasn't actually Adis, it was the damn Bright Hand, which was messed up. So we'll see how this all goes, but basically the Asteria are world eaters, and they've been feeding off people for centuries, which is great. Anyway, that's gonna be it. I'm so sorry this is such a super long video. I had so many thoughts, and like I was thinking about cutting some stuff out, but like I just wanted this to be super fun. This is also, like, I feel like when I do spoiler vlogs, sometimes they're for you guys, but sometimes they're just purely for me. When it comes to Sarah J Maas vlogs, they're really for me when I film them, because I love to look back at these and I love to rewatch them because I think they're so funny. But yeah, thank you guys so much. If you did enjoy this video, please hit the like button down below. If you want to see more of me, please go to my channel. And until next time, thanks a bunch everyone. Bye-bye.